What does the guy driving the monster truck that's currently tailgating you have in common with your dreams? Well, in all probability, they're both compensating for something. Have you ever wondered, why do I dream? What is the purpose of these images that come to my mind? Obviously, in our other videos, we have touched on how you can extract meaning from dreams and functions within the dream. But the question still remains, why do I dream in the first place? Psychoanalysis in the past, like Freud, really furthered dream interpretation and the study of dreams. His original supposition was that dreams are wish fulfillments. It works like this. Both you and I have repressed desires, whether those be sexual desires or aggressive instincts and urges. We are primal at our core, and those primal desires become repressed because we can't act them out in public. They would be absolutely unacceptable. So, this disturbs the unconscious mind, and when we sleep at night, it weaves a dream that expresses all of these desires, these wishes, and fulfills them. Wish fulfillment. Now, this idea and this theory worked for a good while. Carl Jung was very interested in Freud's work and worked with him, but in the end, Jung came up with his own unique theory of the purpose of dreams and why we dream. His theory is that dreams are compensatory in nature. They compensate for something. But what? The main goal of Jungianism is individuation. Individuation is the process that you go through to become the true version of you that you are destined to be. It follows the philosophy of Nietzsche, when Nietzsche talked about the Übermensch, to do away with the dogmas of society and the moral restrictions, and to rely on the inner strength that is inherent within the human individual. To become an individual is to create your own rules, your own reality, to build, to create, to be passionate, to experience the fullness that humanity has to offer within yourself. Now, individuation takes that philosophy and makes a process out of it and a discipline. In essence, individuation is becoming more you, a better you, a refined you, a creative you, a powerful you. Now, how does this relate to dreams and the theory of compensation? Compensation in dreams is when your mind, your unconscious mind, is interacting in the dream with your conscious mind and trying to help you understand how you can better yourself, how you can individuate. It does other things too. The funny thing about the theory of compensation is that Jung made it clear that this is by no means the only reason we have dreams. In fact, he lists about 3 separate types of dreams. And here's some of them here. We'll definitely focus on compensations. Most of your dreams are compensatory. Not all, most. And even within compensation, the theory of compensation, there are subcategories of dreams. So what we're going to attempt to do is to show examples of dreams that Jung wrote and that I have also heard in my practice analyzing dreams. And we're going to categorize them and to teach you how to find a dream and understand where it's going, what it's doing, and how it's compensating. Let's start with my own category that I'll name clarification. These dreams of clarification basically take, like wish fulfillment, your repressed emotions and tells you exactly how you feel. So you'll note you don't always know exactly how you feel when dealing with a situation in your waking life. If something happens to you that kind of pisses you off, you don't always know exactly what to do about it, how you even feel. But a lot of times later that night, you'll have a dream that replays in some symbolic way the events of the day. And it brings back all of those emotions from earlier. But this time more emotional and also more focused and pointed. By the time you wake up, you know exactly why whatever happened and transpired earlier in the day pissed you off. It's very clear now. That is a clarification. An example. So, a person came to me, told me a dream they had, and the context of it is that they work at a restaurant, and there's something that they have at night when they clean up called garbage duty. And it's just that. You take all the garbage through all the bathrooms, clean up all the shit on the floor, and you take it out and throw it away. Now, that's not so bad, but the thing about garbage duty is it's not the most prestigious job amongst the coworkers. It's kind of been deemed the low man on the totem pole gets to do garbage duty. And the dreamer always gets stuck with garbage duty. Now, they don't complain about it. And, they try to tell themselves, that, oh no, it's good. I like doing this. I'm helpful. I'm a team player. But then they had this dream. They're taking out garbage, and there's tons of it. And the people in the dream are telling them, you need to take out the garbage. What are you doing? It's everywhere. And they keep taking it out, and it's just not going away. There's garbage everywhere. So, you don't really need to analyze that dream. You know what it means. It's very clear. The dreamer feels that they're always doing this duty, and they don't want to do it anymore. And it ties the emotion of anger to it in the dream. The dream has compensated for the dreamer's lack of willingness to do something about it in reality, to tell their coworkers, hey, I'm not doing garbage duty, you do it. Instead, the dream highlights that you need to do something because look what's happening. The dream has made a clarification about your position and prompts you to act. In this way, it is compensating. The next type of dream is what is called a complementary dream. So Jung gives an example of a complementary dream. There's a young, shy boy, doesn't really express himself, he's timid and unathletic, kind of a simp maybe. But he doesn't ever do anything, okay? He's lowly and meek. But this young boy has a dream that he's riding a horse and he's leading a group of young men, all riding horses. And there's a ditch, and he leaps over the ditch on his horse and clears it. And he looks back and the other young men have fallen down. Now, it's complementary in the way that it's showing the dreamer what he should be doing. It is essentially the opposite of what the dreamer is. Another example. There's a rich man who dreams of seeing a poor homeless person. And he says, oh, look how far a man can fall. This dream compensates the opposites, and it tries to balance the vanity and that pompousness that the rich man has by showing him a homeless man who has fallen. And again, the purpose of the dreams of compensation is to balance the equilibrium of the psychic mind. The final type of dream that we'll talk about is what's called a reductive dream. And it's essentially the opposite of a complementary dream, where the complementary dream takes an individual and shows them what they should be doing. The reductive dream takes that individual's ego and puts it up for examination to cut it down. In the Bible, King Nebuchadnezzar had a reductive dream. He dreamt of a tree, and the tree represented him, and it was full of fruit, and all the beasts of the land came and ate off of it. And it was symbolic of his spread and his domain. But an angel came down and said, chop that shit down. And that's exactly what happened. It chopped the tree down. This was an attempt to reduce the king's ego. He actually was a megalomaniac, and it led him to psychosis. He didn't listen to his dream. Jung gives us another example of a reductive dream. And this dream comes from a very vain woman who was overly confident. She thought she was way smart. She liked to argue with people. She thought she was the best. And this is certainly the realm where reductive dream comes in, because this woman is vain and it's invisible to her, right? She doesn't realize that people aren't liking her. She has this dream where she's going to a party and she knocks on the door of the house where the party is at. Someone answers and says, "Oh, good, you're here. Oh, it's so great to see you. All of your friends have been waiting for you. Come in." And she walks in to a cowshed, and she's in a barn full of cows, all of her friends. This dream is very blunt, like dreams can be, and it's very harsh. And, you know, someone who hears this kind of thinks, well, why would your own brain essentially tell you this type of thing? Why would it be so mean to you? I mean, come on. Does that dream really mean anything? And that is the proclivity of people that have a reductive dream. They don't want to cut down their ego. They don't want to realize that what the unconscious mind is saying might be true. They just say, I don't think it means anything. But if you remember, individuation is the purpose of these compensatory dreams. It's trying to help you. It wants you to be a better person. It wants you to balance that overinflated ego with what you should be like, an individuated human being who isn't so vain. You know, there isn't one theory that can accurately explain away all dreams or tell you what all dreams mean. Even the theory of compensation doesn't include all the types of dreams that Jung discovered. As you'll see in the upcoming episodes, we'll talk about anticipatory and prospective dreams and read synchronicity. But when we do talk about the compensatory dreams, they do account for what seems to be a very large amount of dreams that we have. And with some of these subcategories that we've laid out today, if you can identify a dream and that little pattern that might happen within it, you can start to interpret more and more dreams and understand why you're having them, how you need to individuate, how you need to learn from the dream, and what is happening in your unconscious mind. So thanks for sticking with us. Please subscribe and leave a comment if you've liked what we talk about. Also, there's a Jung subreddit. We're trying to grow it. There's been a little bit of activity, which is good. So thank you for everyone that participates and continue to do so. Thank you.